as I'm working on this video, it's the same night of what happened today. So if you've been following the Aku anime, I mentioned last month or 2 months ago that I was going to see a chiropractor for the first time. In a later video, I gave you guys an update, right? Now, I've been going for like every 2 weeks or so. Sometimes it'll be back-to-back weeks. And the chiropractor told me something, right? One meeting, she was like, Andre, you're slim, you're tall, you're not really built to lift weights. What you should be doing is swimming or yoga. You have that body build. And I said, it's funny. I used to swim a lot. Actually, I used to be a diver when I was younger, and that's actually a fact. And she said, well, Andre, how about you do yoga? That's probably the best for you. I actually do hot yoga or Bikram yoga. And I said, what's Bikram yoga? Bikram yoga? What is that? And she said, it's called hot yoga, right? That's what people call it, the simplistic way. Basically, where you go to a yoga class, the room is 105 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 41 degrees Celsius for non-Americans, and you do 26 poses and breathing exercises for 90 minutes. And I said, that sounds wild. She said it did so much for her, so many benefits. It's the ultimate detox, like literally the ultimate detox. And it's a huge weight loss practice as well. It's just so good. It just cleanses your body, and you're going to sweat like crazy because the room is 105 degrees. You're doing so many benefits for your body here too. And she convinced me through enough talking to do some research. And I said, look, next time I see you, I'll let you know if I'll do this. You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of me basically saying, no, I'm not doing this. Like, why would I sit in a room for 90 minutes in 105 degrees doing yoga? Like, that sounds a little bit crazy to me. So, during the week, I actually did look it up. Because I spoke to my dad about it, and I said, you want to do this with me? This is something father or son, we can hang out and do some yoga together. You like working out and doing all that stuff, so let's do it. So during the week, right, I looked it up. Now, some of y'all favorite podcaster, Joe Rogan, hypes this up a lot. You could look up highlights. You could pause the video and look up highlights. The guy talks about it a lot. He says he does it all the time. It does so many wonders for him. And listen, besides Joe Rogan, because not everything is opinion, whatever. I'm seeing all sorts of people, not just celebrities, but many people saying how beneficial this type of yoga is. It's the ultimate yoga system, and and I'm seeing like the benefits and all that stuff, right? So it will do so much better for your body. Now, apparently, speaking of research, this Bikram guy who started this yoga system, he has several serious allegations against him for touching people. It's so bad that the dude fled back to India, and he left his yoga company to be ran by others in America. And I'm not saying let's ignore that, right? But if the system works and has huge benefits, heavy benefits, then it is what it is. Listen, there's many people, many times rather, where somebody who provides or introduces a system or technology has a bad track record, but whatever they introduce has become very useful and beneficial to mankind. Is that wrong? Is that a lie? I mean, hey, whatever. Cool, you invented this cool yoga system. Too bad you touch women, okay? You know what I'm saying? In a very inappropriate way. So I was convinced after doing enough research about this that I found a place nearby me, and it was only $30 for 3 classes, $10 a class. And I said, that's a great bargain. So boom, I get the tickets, right? And I had my first class this morning, which remember it's the night of this morning, right? It's Saturday, March 22nd, as I'm recording this. So I told the chiropractor a few days ago, because I saw her a few days ago, that I'm doing the class, right? And she was very excited, and she gave me advice. She said, Andre, do not eat anything before class, except maybe a banana or an apple. Do not drink coffee. Don't drink your energy drink. Nothing. Just a simple fruit. Also, 24 hours before the class, drink a lot of water. Like on Friday, since your class is on Saturday, I want you to drink gallons of water. Finally, don't let your ego get in the way. Many people tap out. Even the most experienced people, they tap out. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like this is too much for you, the class, sit down. Just sit. But don't leave the room, because the cold air is going to disrupt the room and it might throw you off. You know what I'm saying? And I said, I bet. So I did exactly what she told me to do. Yesterday, I drank so much water. I had a banana 2 hours before class, 2 hours before class. So now it's class time, right? It's 8 a.m. this morning, right? I show up and everyone is really nice. She lets me rent a yoga mat and a towel. The teacher talks to me some more, and I go inside the room with my mat. And let me tell y'all the specifics here, right? I walked into this room. It smelled like sweat like crazy, which is obvious. It's a yoga studio. You know what I'm saying? But boy, I opened up that sliding door and I got smacked in the face with the smell of feet, sweat, and pain. So the room was kind of toasty, by the way, but it wasn't hot. There were like only 4 people in the room. The teacher put my mat down for me and everything, and some girl sat right next to me for some reason. I don't understand that stuff. The whole room is empty. She put her spot like right next to me. I don't know. So I'm just relaxing, right? Trying to meditate, stretch a little before the class starts. I don't really know what's kind of ahead of me in a sense, but eventually the room gets filled with like 20 people. I'm the youngest guy there. Everyone there is probably like 50 plus years old. Besides the girl who sat next to me, she was probably like, I don't know. I don't like guessing people's ages. Like maybe like 35 or something. That's how she looked, at least 35 plus or something. Who cares, right? So the class starts and she's like, everyone, this is Andre. This is his first class. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Nobody's in front of Andre. And she calls over this lady to sit in front of me. Now, mind you, let me just paint a picture. The room, the walls are all mirrors, right? So she put someone in front of me so I can watch her, but also see myself in the mirror, right? Because, you know, I got to check. Now, the class officially starts. 26 poses or postures, right? It wasn't that bad. It was tough. I'm not very flexible. I mean, remember my chiropractor called me a chair? Listen, I am. I've been sitting behind my computer for most of my life. So yes, I have no flexibility or balance. It's okay though, because I'm trying my best, right? This is what yoga is for, cuz, like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm getting sweaty, obviously. I feel the cardio with this because we're not even going intense. It's just, it's hot and I'm stretching. So of course my lungs are going to need more air. Then suddenly, right? 90-minute class. Remember that. We're about 45 minutes into the class. Doing my best. My stomach starts to feel tight and I feel nauseous, but I still keep going. Whatever. Let's just keep going. But now the nausea feels worse. So I take a knee. Then I sit down and everyone clapped for me. I was like, what the heck? Because they know it's my first class. So listen, it's completely fine that this is too much for me. I'm a noob, but it was weird. This is how I knew this was the first sign something was wrong. My muscles weren't hurting. They weren't hurting, or like they were sorry if I'm like stuttering. I have like mind fog still. So my muscles weren't hurting. They didn't feel strained or anything. It's just that I feel like I'm going to throw up. So I asked the teacher, I'm sorry, I know you're not supposed to leave. Can I step out? I don't want to throw up in here. You know what I'm saying? And remember, don't ever open the door. So I leave, right? I go to the bathroom. Bleh, I throw up. It's chunks of banana. Oh, Lord. Then not even a minute later after I threw up, again, bleh, just water and liquid, just in general, you know what I'm saying? And then once more, bleh, I throw up a third time in the toilet. And I'm like, bruh, okay, well, hey, I threw up. I feel better now. Hey, look, it worked. Hey, I'm going to go back in. But the cold air feels good too because I'm not in the room, but I'm going to go back in now. I feel good. I just threw up. So I go back in and my body, it's just, hey, something isn't right. This is why I was just saying a second ago, like I wasn't sore or anything, but my body just feels like weird. Like I just can't move it. And we're doing floor poses now. So we're not even standing up anymore. And I can't do it for some reason. Then once again, after about 3 poses on the floor, I'm nauseous again. I step out and bleh, again, throwing up. And I was throwing up so much, my stomach is empty. So what am I throwing up? Bile. I taste this orange lemon vomit taste as I'm puking. And it's like this weird color too. Like I'm throwing up this, like it's hard to explain the color. It's kind of like yellow oranges and it tastes like yellow oranges. Like I'm not throwing up normal stuff. So, you know, I'm throwing up on an empty stomach. This ain't right. Something isn't right now. I shouldn't be doing that. That's not cool. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's funny, I did everything I was supposed to do the day before and I'm still puking. But I said, you know what? Class is almost over. I feel better again since I puked. Now I puked the bile out of my stomach. My stomach may be completely empty at this point. And I went back in. Maybe poor judgment or my pride was getting in the way. So like, why go back in? You know what I'm saying? But it's probably that, right? So I tried to finish the last poses and I can't even do the breathing exercises. I'm hyperventilating. I can't do any poses anymore. I feel awful right now. My body is shutting down on me. Even though I feel like I can move my limbs, it so the class finally ended and I got out the room, right? And I almost collapsed. I went on the bench and I laid down. And I was hyperventilating violently, like I felt dizzy and I felt nauseous again. Like, what the heck? Why do I feel nauseous? I felt like I was going to pass out. And I got up again and I threw up in the toilet. Just bile and saliva. And then I laid back down, hyperventilating even more. And everyone else in the class is just walking out casually. And I'm thinking to myself, bruh, these people must be hyper adjusted to this, because ain't no way y'all just picking up your stuff and leaving casually. Y'all people go into the shower and it's like, oh, I gotta go to work now. What do you mean you gotta go to work? Bruh, like, huh? Y'all not tired? So listen, some of the people asked if I was okay though, because I'm sitting there laying on the bench like I'm like having a heart attack almost. Like one guy was like, yo, you're a warrior. Don't worry about it. First class, everyone gets cooked. And a lady walked up to me and said, don't worry, my first class, I was throwing up. It's a detox. You know what I'm saying? And the teacher was like, Andre, don't take it personal that this happened. You don't have to apologize. I'm the teacher. And when I first did this, I left the room 5 times and I was sleeping for a whole day after this. And after all this, right, everyone left. Everyone completely left at this point. I'm the only person here from the class still. And I'm just laying on the bench. The next class came in and I'm still here hyperventilating on the bench. I feel like I'm going to lose consciousness at any time now. I had no energy either. I was laying there for about 45 minutes. Not even an exaggeration. I'm breathing like a tired animal. And the teacher starts putting a cold towel on my forehead and on my throat. And she recognizes that something seriously wrong. Like we might have to call the hospital. Might have to bring an ambulance over. Because you know what's happening to me right now? I'm having heat exhaustion or a heat stroke. And not only am I having that, but I'm having a stress response, which is fight or flight. Also, my blood pressure dropped rapidly because of the stress and the overheating. Mind you, also remember, I threw up my bile and everything. I threw up everything. So I'm dehydrated. But if I drink water, I'm going to throw up because of the stress response. That's what happens when you're in your fight or flight. You start throwing up and stuff. So I need to go to the hospital. Like there's just undeniably, I just need to go to the hospital. Like I'm screwed here. My body's actually shutting down on me right now. It's going through huge shock. So sometime, you know what probably happened? And this is when I say I first noticed where something was wrong. What probably happened was during the yoga, my body eventually said, hey, Andre, I can't do this. Then it panicked. And I had all the cues of it, right? I was vomiting, shaking, dizziness, chest tightness, feeling like I'm dying. I was shivering like I'm cold in a 100-degree Fahrenheit room. But we never called the hospital. So I'm just laying there for another 30 minutes. After the 45 minutes, I was already laying down. And eventually, I stood up and said, I think I'm okay to go home. Lie, by the way. I'm lying. But I said, when I go home, I'm going right to sleep. Now, I apologize to everyone listening. And I'm self-snitching. But my apologies, because this was irresponsible of me. I could have hurt someone or myself. This is wrong what I'm about to do. What I'm about to say I did, right? So once I hop in the car, I pull out of the parking lot and I make it to the first red light. I felt sick again. I felt nauseous. I felt like I was going to pass out. Now, mind you, I'm behind the wheel. I'm driving. I should have called an Uber or a friend to pick me up. It was about a 45-minute drive. And let me tell you, it was the longest 45 minutes of my life. I've been driving since I was 15. I know when something ain't right. I was 100% impaired. It's illegal for me to drive. It's just straight up illegal. You can't drive when you're impaired. You know what I'm saying? So at every red light, I was slouching over. I leaned my seat back while I was waiting for at red lights, almost taking a nap. And I imagine taking a nap at a red light. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe I'm just dehydrated. Like what? That's probably it. So I'm drinking some of the water in the car, and all it's doing is making me more nauseous. So I finally make it home, right? And I park in front of the house. And I immediately pulled my seat all the way down, and I tried to take a nap inside the car. I didn't even go inside. I felt so nauseous, and I was breathing heavily again. At nearly 2 hours after the class. So I said, all right, you know what? I can't lay here in the car like this. I'm going to go inside and jump right into bed. So I almost bashed the door open and slammed it closed, and I power walked into the house, and I was limping too for some reason. I'm super dizzy. I unlocked the door. My dogs think everything is a joke, so I'm like, get out the way, Carl! And I almost threw up in the sink. And then I ran into the bathroom, and it was the most violent vomit I had today. I ran in, and I was like, like all into the toilet, and it was no chunks of food or anything. It didn't even look like, there was no color to it. It was pure water. I threw up all the water I drank while I was driving home. And I even drink a lot of water too when I was driving. Like, so I jumped in bed, right? I immediately jumped in bed, and I didn't even shower. I was still, remember, I sweat a lot, you know what I'm saying? And I passed out. Now, I did wake up because an alarm I had. That was last video I uploaded. Like, that I usually have an alarm to upload videos. So my head hurts like crazy right now. And I'm having like mental fogness. It's because I'm dehydrated. That's why I feel like I had to call some people to go to the store and get me stuff. I'm scared to eat right now. I'm a little bit dizzy alongside the headache. I'm refueling my electrolytes right now as I'm not while I'm recording, but I did drink a little bit. And when I spoke to some people today, they told me straight up, listen, your body went to full survival mode because it's stressing out and having shock. And some people got mad at me. Like, they're telling me like, yo, you could have died, easily died. You're lucky people were checking up on you at the yoga place and trying to help you because you couldn't move. You were in shock. You were shaking. You had all the signs. Like, at any moment, your body could have been like, hey, I give up. And that would have been it for you. Unless someone quickly pulled a CPR on you or something like that, right? And here's the thing. I've done yoga before, many times. But they emphasized to me that, yo, Andre, this isn't your fault. Because Bikram yoga or hot yoga is not beginner friendly, despite some studios advertising it, right? It's extreme yoga that should come with more warnings than is originally given. A lot of people, even very fit people, they crash after the class. They crash during the class. And that's a fact. In my class, it's funny because I mentioned what I was going through. One other person who's been doing this for years, he sat down. Like, it's so extreme. It happens to everyone. So I did tell my parents, and they're also not very happy about it because obviously they don't want to lose me, right? And they know it's a big issue. But, it was bad. I think there are many other ways to get benefits from yoga than putting my body through this kind of stress. And I may sound crazy. When I say, you may think I'm crazy, but I kind of want to take the challenge again. I don't know why. Maybe because the class is filled with 50-plus-year-olds and I'm still in my 20s. So I think I can do it. But I got to be more careful. I got to stop pushing my body before it goes through that again. I didn't even know. I didn't recognize it because I've never truly experienced something like that before. My body doesn't hurt right now. It's just my head at the moment. And again, someone brought me some electrolyte water, so I think that'll take care of me. Man, this had to be one of the worst feelings I've ever felt in my life. Seriously, I can't do that for 90 minutes without further training. I mean, let me know what you guys think about this. I think it's stupid that I kept going back in, but that's my pride, in my opinion, and which is my fault completely. You know what I'm saying? This episode is found on Spotify and YouTube.
Nightmare 7 a.m. in the morning though. No surprise. Times Square's you and I under those lights. No disguise. Don't tell me everything you wanted was a lie. All those city lights, it's an endless night. Never expected you to bring me so much life. Close my eyes too long, then it's time to say goodbye. Let's dance all night until the stars don't show glow. Till the sunrise, then we go solo. Making up for all the times that we were low. Let's make some memories before we do go. Let's dance all night until the stars don't show glow. Till the sunrise, then we go solo. Making up for all the times that we were low. Let's make some memories before we do go. Caution. Wait a moment, keep my heart locked, the way it's filled with emotion. Gave the key to you, right in front of you is open. Hey, try your best to not leave it broken. Oh, it's been a while since you know it's frozen. Not the